Be a response at 1701 Industrial Farm Road for a seizure.
Assistant 5 Laredo. Showing 2 farm from to the depth contact. Pretty drunk.
Welcome back, everybody. Jason, Randy, John, Texas. What a last couple of days, man. Time. Robert, what's up? Deb B, welcome.
Eagle Sam 60 unit with Ariel, control and situation.
Christine Gladstone, welcome.
Code 4. That's so far.
John, welcome. Welcome, Marge. Welcome, Mike. Welcome, Ghost. Arlene Butler, welcome. Carol, welcome. Karen, welcome. Joe Slons, welcome. Robert Perscott, welcome. Run. Bam.
First one, Coyote 3 at 897 Brittany Street across the Fairhaven for a fainting.
For a fainting. Let's see what Bakersfield has in store for us this evening, and we'll talk about what's going on, man. I'm upset right now. A lot of people could say I took the black pill. Might have took the black pill. I don't care, but I am not happy with what happened or what has transpired the last 3 days. That's why I didn't come out yesterday or Sunday, to be honest. I wasn't feeling too good on the first part, and then plus I was sick to my stomach with what came about the Epstein files. Do you walk the streets of Bakersfield? Sometimes. It's too hot to walk the streets of Bakersfield right now. Chris, welcome.
Charlie 710-7. Control 1444. Code 4, you can cancel the med team. 7-4.
Jimmy White, welcome.
At 27.
You can cancel 3-3.
Copy today.
You know that firearm?
David, good.
It'll be
Newfie Princess, politics sucks. I'm disappointed in Canada.
1-877-664.
Good politics don't suck. Our government sucks. I'll tell you that much right now. Bunch of sellouts. Let me get around this.
Oh boy, you can just go to AAA.
I'm upset of them not going after the deep state like it was promised. What we got here? Okay, traffic collision. We're going right here. This is single vehicle traffic collision.
He's 19-year-old, who's acting erratic and now was making suicidal statements. At 807 Washington Avenue.
Let's see, where can we get a view of this?
Copy station wagon. Affirmative 8 Tom Nora Paul 671 is expired in June of this year. Hyundai station wagon. There's a petty master file to a Patrick McKean on Golden Spur. Central basic at 16 every 1689.
Right here, guys. All right, for those of you just joining, I was driving, getting ready to go to Central Bakersfield when I spotted this one here. Looks like somebody must have hit him and taken off. Oh, here it is. Excuse me. Hunter Trina Susan. Be Norden over on the Rumble side. Happy Taco Tuesday, awesome.
Expired June of this year, 2007 Hyundai station wagon to Patrick McKean on Golden Spur.
Can you send me an additional code 8 for GTA?
Epstein is not the head of the snake. He says, you know what? I am tired of hearing. I might lose some viewers over this, but I'm sick of it already. I'm tired of people claiming it's 5D chess, 4D chess, 52D chess. Trust the plan? Nah. What President Trump did today at the cabinet meeting when he came out and said, are you guys still talking about that? Like if it was nothing after we were promised an Epstein list, after we were promised by his administration to go after the deep state, and for him to come out and say, oh, just forget about it. We're not going to forget about it. There was lots of children hurt. There was people, high profile people that need to be in jail. I don't care if it's a Republican, I don't care if it's a billionaire, I don't care if it's a Democrat, I don't care if it's a liberal. If you went to the island to, probably choose my words right, to rape little kids and pay to rape little kids, it's not okay, guys. I'm tired of so many people trying to gaslight the situation just to protect President Trump, but no. That's why I didn't come out yesterday. That's why I didn't come out the day before, because I was stuck on Twitter, or X now, with all this stuff. And to see so many influencers, guys, out there trying to gaslight this situation is sickening to the stomach. I did not vote for an administration that's going to protect pedophiles. Well, Here's another story I heard. Well, what about Biden administration destroyed the stuff? Well, if it was destroyed, they should have came out day one. You know what? We showed up to office, we took over the administration, and there was no files. Everything was destroyed. That's what should have been said on day one. But what happened? We had Pam Bondi going on a television tour, pretty much saying the files are on my desk. They will be released soon. And then that got postponed. Something happened overnight. And then they invited all kinds of influencers over to the White House, gave them a binder and told them this is phase one of it. We're gonna have not 5 phases. I mean, what she said. There'll be multiple phases released. And here we are, like, I'm speaking for myself. Here I am like a dummy, waiting for the rest of the stuff for them to leak it through a memo that was not signed. I mean, we gotta hold our government accountable, guys. I don't care if it's Trump, I don't care if whoever it is. I am done. Doesn't mean I'm jumping chips, because I already got accused of that. Oh, you're jumping chips. No, I'm not jumping chips. No, I do not agree with Elon Musk America Party, because that's another party just full of billionaires that's not going to change nothing. We need a we the people party. And for those of you that missed it this morning, I'll play what, if you guys haven't heard it. Here we go. Kansas Mima, how's it going? So check this out, guys. If you guys have not heard it this morning, this one.
Some lingering mysteries. One of the biggest ones is whether he ever worked for an American or foreign intelligence agency. The former Labor Secretary, who was Miami U.S. Attorney Alex Gaslighting, allegedly said that he did work for an intelligence agency. So could you resolve whether or not he did, and also could you say why there was a minute missing from the jailhouse tape?
Yeah, sure. If I could,
I just interrupt for a second? Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable. Do you want to waste the time and do you feel like answering?
I don't mind answering.
I mean, I can't believe you're asking a question on that.
Now we're wasting time. It's not gonna go away. Those people that hurt, the high profile people, was it a honey trap? Maybe. Is there a lot of people in high places that are on that list? Absolutely. And when I say we the people, a new party's gonna take forever to build. When I say a new party, is we're done voting for a party, guys. We gotta set term limits, get those corrupt people out of office, and quit voting for a party, but voting for what that person represents. I don't know if it's total, guys. No, if the airbags are deployed. They all need to be prosecuted regardless of who they are. 100% agree. I believe there are things going on people should wait before passing judgment. Why should we wait when they already told us yesterday? Was the first time I heard it's over, we're moving forward, and that was from a Truth Social Media. Truth Social post, and today we heard it from the president himself saying, why are we still talking about this? I've been waiting patiently for months. Remember when I told you guys a couple of months ago, and you guys told me, wait, Joe, it's Pam Bondi, something happened. I said, okay, I'll wait. Fast forward a couple of months, that was back in February, I think it was.
The major's going to be Potomac and Mount Vernon.
Let me play you a clip. I'll play you a clip from Kash Patel. This was 2 years ago, before Kash Patel became the director of the FBI. He was up in the Benny show, and let me play you the clip of what were his thoughts 2 years ago.
It's the same thing with Epstein's list. It's like, what the hell are these Republicans doing?
Oh, I saw you.
Give out.
I saw you make news this morning about that. I gotta get to that. You say that the FBI has Epstein's list. They're sitting on it. That doesn't seem like something you should do. You're protecting the world's foremost predator. That seems like an evil thing to do, regardless of who may be embarrassed in the release of that list. Why is the FBI protecting the greatest pederast, the largest scale pederast in human history?
Simple, because of who's on that list. You don't think that Bill Gates is lobbying Congress night and day to prevent the disclosure of that list? And why is it that the Senate, and good for Senator Blackburn to try to get it out, but then Dick Durbin comes over the top and says, no, we're not going to release the names. I don't care about the list itself, but release the names, right? What the hell are the House Republicans doing? They have the majority. You can't get the list? You're going to accept Dick Durbin's word, or whoever that guy is, as to who is on that list and who isn't, and that it can and can't be released? Put on your big boy pants and let us know who the pedophiles are. We have an election coming up, and we need to adjudicate this matter at the polls. God knows the FBI and DOJ aren't going to do anything. But how are you going to reward the FBI with a new headquarters building after their illegal surveillance on Donald Trump continues with a reauthorization of FISA, and we can't even get basic documents out? This is why America hates Congress. And this is why I'm tired of the Republican majority saying they're going to get the job done and failing. The stakes of this election. Same thing with Epstein's list.
That was approximately 2 years ago, a little bit less than 2 years ago. That was Kash Patel on the Benny show. Those were his words, not my words. Fast forward now, he is the director of the FBI. Where is the same energy he had 2 years ago, or almost 2 years ago? How come it didn't carry over to his position? Yeah, another thing, Maxwell. Why is Maxwell serving 20 years if there's no client? Let me show President Trump at a rally.
And happily do. The stakes of this election could not be more clear. Either we surrender to the demonic forces abolishing and demolishing and happily doing so our country, or we defeat them in a landslide on November 5th, 2024. Either the deep state destroys America, or we destroy the deep state. That's the way it's got to be. We're in a very...
That's the President Trump I voted for. LG says because he go up here. Yeah, you know what? I've been doing some research on that, and Tucker might be onto something. Let's see, where's LG? Cheat traffic girls to Epstein. Of course, it was sarcasm, LG. Why is she in joke? Because she trafficked children to Epstein, to the island. And she trafficked those children over to some high-profile people who are being protected by the deep state and are part of the deep state. I know Maxwell's father had ties to Mossad, Israel. There's conspiracies that even Epstein might have been tied to Israel to honey trap and get evidence on high-profile people in the United States. It's all conspiracy. But a lot of conspiracy have become true in the last couple of years. We know that. So I'm not saying that's what's going on. I'm just elaborating on or commenting the comment that was made regarding ties to Israel. Now, I might lose some viewers. You know what? It's totally fine. I'm going to stick to what I believe in. But this has gone past the quote-unquote, it's 5D chess. We got to wait. Quote-unquote, trust the plan. And we'll hang out here to wait for a call. Okay, you are on YouTube. Yeah, I'm talking to people on. Who can we trust right now? Nobody in the government, to be honest. And this is how I feel. This is my personal feeling. I'm not telling you guys to feel the same way. My last hope in the government got crushed Sunday afternoon. When that memo got leaked over to Exos. And that night, nothing had been confirmed. I was still having hope that memo was fake. And then we wake up Monday morning. Still nothing from our government. Come around noon, and they finally admit that the memo is true. And then come today, I was hoping this cabinet meeting that President Trump called was going to address the Epstein files and this big thing that had happened on a Sunday night. To find out when it gets to time to start asking questions, he goes off on one of the reporters and tells him, you know what, just drop it. That's it. That's what did it for me. And I'm not asking for video. Nobody wants to see the disgusting, evil crimes these people committed. All we're asking is we're not even asking for the list. You want to release the list? It's fine. Get enough evidence, drop some names, start arresting people. It does not take years to start arresting people. The poor J6ers were arrested within days, within weeks. You have a grandma who was praying inside the Capitol who was arrested within weeks. And Buffy says, why is it unsigned? That's what's shocking. Nobody wants to take responsibility for it. That was my only hope Sunday night after, I went off. I was like, you know what? Why is this document unsigned? Why isn't in the same format as many other DOJ documents? So there was hope Sunday night. And then come to find out Monday morning, our government says, yes, that memo's true. Why is it unsigned? Who knows?
Negative, just that she was in her house at 727 West East Street occupying the white kiosk in the
Maintenance and lawn in the airport to the area 107. That's my copy.
Now you know why. Why is that?
1021 to get an updated 1020.
The timing was very suspicious with BB being there. Yeah, the timing was very suspicious as well. Yes, it was. It was released Sunday night when BB was flying over from Israel to DC. And let's not forget what Pam Bondi told everybody, and then what she tried to backtrack today. I'm leaning to believe, guys, that it was the Mossad. Trust me. They have dirt on so many high-profile people in office. That's my belief now. I'm starting to believe that.
in Fort Valley 5 or 10 Icewood as well for ETL. We'll have contact at the residence.
Do you think Elon's antics are control opposition? I think Elon Musk is just throwing a tantrum. He is losing a lot of money from his company's been getting $6,000 to $7,000 per EV vehicle sold, whatever. You guys know what EV or electric vehicle? I said the vehicle part. And that's going to be reduced down to $250 come September or November of this year. So I think he's throwing a big fit on how much money our tax dollars are going to get reduced to him. We're giving him like $6,000 to $7,000, I believe, just off the top of my head. So I think that's what he's doing, just playing, throwing a big tantrum. Oh, here's another one, I believe now. He came out saying Steve Bannon is on the Epstein list. If I don't see a big lawsuit filed within the next couple of days for slander, defamation, I'm going to start believing Elon Musk. After what he said of Steve Bannon today, Steve Bannon, lawyers, with all the money he has, well, he don't have a lot of money, but with the money he has, they should be filing a big, fat lawsuit against Elon Musk. And if I don't see that within the next 2 or 3 weeks, I might believe him, what he said. This was Pam Bondi.
With Ted Cruz, and one of the things that you alluded to, and this is something Donald Trump has talked about, the DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that. I'm reviewing JFK files, MLK files. That's all in the process of being reviewed because that was done at the directive of the president from all of these agencies.
So have you seen anything that you said, oh my gosh?
Not yet.
Okay, well, we'll check back with you.
So that was her back in February, I believe. Here's a clip of Alina Habba, a previous Trump advisor, and she's the current New Jersey U.S. attorney.
secret.
This is what she said back in January, guys. These are her words on the Piers Morgan show.
In this case, in Epstein's case, it is incredibly disturbing. We have flight logs, we have information, names that will come out.
Is it going to be shocking?
I don't see how it's not shocking that
Not top, let's
there
talk.
were so many individuals that were hidden and kept secret and not been held accountable. Let's talk about the reverse. I believe in accountability, so you have to now go through your process. Now, I won't say they're guilty until they go through their time in court, but again, now it's time for accountability. We have seen for so many years, Pierce, in this country, many investigations, subpoenas, testimonies in Congress, et cetera, but there's a general frustration with accountability. We take it halfway, we don't take it home. And I really believe that now with Cash and Pam, there will be accountability.
So that was Trump's top advisor back in January or February, I believe. I'm not ready to give up on Trump. We're not giving up on Trump. We're just saying he's lost my trust. He's still the best option right now. What else we're going to do? But if Epstein files don't get released, I will not be on board for a J.D. Vance ticket because he was part of this. I will not be on board for a Mark Rubio ticket because he was part of this. The Republican Party has to go out there and put together a new ticket because I am not going to buy anything that J.D. Vance will be saying, and I'm not going to buy anything that Mark Rubio will be saying because they're part of this administration right now and they're complicit to everything that's happening if those Epstein files just get buried.
Control center, myself, 410, subject on tag 12845.
Baker 5. 97 tag.
Chris says, so because they're saying in public that it doesn't exist right now, you're just giving up. I'm not giving up. I'm saying if during this administration those files do not get released, those files, who cares about the files? If they don't start arresting people and putting people behind bars, that means we just let everything slide. And everything, a big promise that was made during his campaign was going after the deep state, and we just let the deep state win. And none of the top Democrats are saying anything at top because they're on it too. Everybody, I believe there's lots of people on the right, on the left, billionaires, people from other countries on that list. That's why everybody's being so hush-hush about it. And if we do not stand up for the children that were hurt during those times, we're no different than the left allowing them to do whatever they want with the children. Because we know there was lots of kids hurt. And for us just to sit back and say, yeah, it's okay, we'll forget about it. No, we will not forget about it. We were promised this administration will be going after the deep state and holding everybody accountable. We gotta quit gaslighting, guys. We gotta quit gaslighting the situation. The truth is the truth right now. If they come up with the list and they say 3 months, I'll eat my words. But what was said yesterday and what was said today, it does not look like they have any plans to release that list. Yes, I'm sick of the same pattern. Investigate hearings, nothing ever come. Yep. What happened to all the documents and them going after the J6 committees? 6 months into it now, and still nothing has happened. It's a bunch of empty, broken promises. They keep doing what they want to do. We get played every single time. Until I start seeing people in handcuffs now, I'm not going to believe a word that they say. Do you think there's girls left who will testify against them? That's a good question. Very good question. There was girls that testified against Maxwell, right? If I'm not mistaken. Oh, and let's backtrack. Did you know that Pam Bondi was the Florida General Attorney? I'm so pissed off I can't even talk. Back in Florida when the first charges were filed against Epstein and he got slapped on the wrist back in 2009, I believe. And he got slapped in the wrist then, and now was in charge of all these files again.
Good afternoon, City 551, log on.
Coincidence, maybe?
Good afternoon, No City 551, level +1 on duty at midnight. Howdy, copy on 910. +1 is the same, shows the same.
Metro 3.
4 Metro 3, 1 in custody, 10-4.
1 in custody, 4.
We are at war with evildoers. Yeah, absolutely. Good question, Lisa. I do not know. The more I look deeper and deeper, I've been stuck on X, guys, which is formerly known as Twitter, for the last 3 days, guys. That's why I didn't come out Sunday night. I didn't come out Monday night. I was not even gonna come out today. I've been stuck on there, reading so much stuff, posting so much stuff. I probably pissed off a whole bunch of people on there, but I do not care.
You on the air? I'd still go with about an eighth of an acre, and it's private property.
Copy.
And the thing that eats me up the worst right now, guys, there's so many big influencers right now on X a lot of podcasters on X who are on their, never done boots on the ground work, but they're there with a big audience gaslighting this whole situation. Is sickening to my stomach, guys. That's why we cannot hold our government accountable, because there's so much gaslighting on both sides too. Can't wait for the day that everybody starts doing their own research and comes up with their own conclusions. Explain gaslighting. How could I explain gaslighting? That's when somebody's there trying to cover up the situation, trying to convince you what's going on is not true. I think that's probably the best way to explain gaslighting. If anybody has a better explanation of gaslighting, feel free to type it in there. But I could explain as somebody trying to convince you what's happening, it's not true. Look the other way type of deal. Yeah, there's another way to explain it, trying to tell you what you think. Yeah, fits down the same thing. You ready to go on X? I love X now. X is like where you can find breaking news, guys. If you guys want breaking news, get on X, download X. A lot of drama on X too. And my Montana Sunshine, welcome. They want you to think you are crazy if you don't believe them. That's another way you can explain it. Gaslighting equals believe me, not your lying eyes and ears. Yeah. Believe me instead of believing what you're seeing, what you're hearing. Yep. I will forever refer to it as Twitter. Me too. I say X, I said Twitter, but Twitter's a lot better than X. Doc, they're not going out there to give viewers information. They went there to show what news is not showing. Joe, you still have lost me. I came in late, didn't catch what you were talking about. Oh, we're talking about the Epstein file. How our government just came out with a memo on an unsigned memo that got leaked over to a news station before they posted it on their DOJ website, which is justice.gov, on there's no client list, there's no videos, Epstein committed suicide, and that's it, forget about it. We're not investigating anything else. And I think it's a whole bunch of bullshit. I think we should start like a million person march over to DC and demand justice for these kids. I think that's what we should do. Who's in on that? Start a convoy all the way to DC, get 1 million people down there to fill the National Mall and demand justice, demand all these people in high places to be charged and arrested for the crimes they committed against the children. Have everybody leave their politics views aside. Everybody who believes in protecting the children should show up to the National Mall. By the millions and demand answers. The government won't change due to the protest, Joe. If you get 1 million people to show up and around the White House, around the National Park, and just sit there peacefully, something will happen. You're welcome, Ace of Heart. That was tried. Remember, we're talking about the People's Convoy. The People's Convoy weaked out and was not tried. They went around the Beltway. Yeah, the FBI will infiltrate the crowd. Yes, there's protests and I did not see it. I was so stuck on everything that was happening with videos regarding the Epstein files and all that. The last 2 days I have not seen any other news. I've seen a little bit of what's happened over in Kerrville, Texas. Prayers for all the deceased, the family members of the deceased. I think the last update was 109 people have passed away and 160 something still missing. Sad what happened at the girls' camp. Protesting today is definitely not what it was in the MLK days. There's zero discipline among. I think it can still happen, guys. I think as soon as people start being bad actors, you start kicking them out. And I think that a protest like MLK with hundreds of thousands of people showing up can still happen, guys. I should have just did a studio stream. I don't even know where I'm out here. I should have hopped on the computer and just stream from home. And what happened to MLK? They shot him, yeah. We have to keep fighting for our children. We can't just roll over and allow the corruption to get larger and worse. That's exactly what I'm saying, guys. With the same energy I have fought and I have gone and show you guys what these people are doing at these libraries, dress up in trance, dancing for the kids, calling it reading for kids. The same energy we take against that, we should use that same energy and protect the kids who were raped, trafficked on that island. Tammy says, to be honest, that I think that Epstein think the Epstein deal was way bigger than I thought. I think Bondi opened her mouth prematurely and made promises. I think they are regrouping and gonna use another way. You might be right, but I honestly think no. I honestly think something happened that night after Pam Bondi went back to whatever she went back to. Somebody made a phone call to her and probably scared the living lights out of her, or bought her out. And the next day, nothing happened. Because remember, this were her words. Quote, "They're on my desk. They will be released tomorrow morning," or somewhere down that line, that quote. They're trying, there's a lot on the play, including them trying to off immigration. Let's see. I'll be over by the time we get this across town, and they're code 6 with somebody, meaning that they're in contact with somebody. They went code 33 on it. She got caught lying. Now she may have to resign. I don't think she got caught lying, guys. That's something that's been pushed as a gaslighting the situation. I think you think the Attorney General of the United States claiming that those documents are on her desk on mainstream media was a lie? I just can't buy that. Why would me in a high position go out on Fox News and claim those documents are on my desk and lie about it, knowing that a couple of months down the road it's gonna be a big backlash on me? I just don't buy that, man. Cash Patel is just as guilty. Dan, especially Dan with his podcast, guys, for many years on those podcasts, Epstein list. For him just to be so shush about it now, come on. I think she's lying now. I could agree with that. You guys could have your opinion. Some of you guys might. But me personally, I just can't buy that. Honestly, can't. Let's go drive up the road and wait there. This up. There are more powerful people in the world than President Trump. I agree. That's why it was the whole point of the campaign, going after the deep state, not being afraid of the deep state. And what about the laptop? 100% agree. There's so many other stuff that people have not been charged for, and it's sickening that everything just gets covered up and nothing ever happens. But don't you go out and commit a crime, because you will be in jail for a while. You're not in a high position, you're not a high profile person, your behind will be in jail. The thing that stresses me out so much, guys, because I did so much in the last 3 years exposing the truth in hope to help President Trump get elected, because he was promising to going after the deep state. I've lost a lot too. And then to wake up one morning and this happened, this makes me sick to my stomach, to be honest. It makes me want to puke. That's why it makes me sick when you have people running podcasts who have never been boots on the ground, who have never done nothing besides copy or steal other people's material, trying to gaslight the whole situation. That's even more sickening. Oh, this is the fireworks. Never mind. No social nerve for president, no thank you. Okay, back to laundry, cooking, much love, safe travels. Thank you, Tammy. Stay safe yourself. Sin Mass, how's it going? I think that after going through the documents that were left, they found that affects national security. Elaborate that a little bit, Sin Mass, if you could. I heard that point made a couple of times, different ways. I want to see what you mean by national security before I respond to that. And no, guys, I'm not jumping ships before, because I got accused that the other day too. You're already jumping ships. No, I'm not jumping ships. I'm just stating what I think are facts. There might not be facts. I'll eat my words. If something happens a year from now, I'll get back on the stream and tell you know what? I was totally wrong. But by the looks of it, that's not going to happen. You hear echo? It shouldn't be an echo. You know what? I didn't have Rumble open after I went back and looked at the videos. Let's go see. X-Link. There you go. They found my X. Yeah, if you guys want to follow the stuff I post on X, guys, in real time right now, follow me there. I try to post any breaking news when I'm not at work or during my breaks or when I'm not asleep. I can't do it like some of the people that live on X or live off X because they're on there pretty much 24/7. Oh, I will, Robert Cook. For damn sure, I will not gaslight nothing. Never make excuses for someone protecting molesters. I 1000% agree with you. That's why I'm here speaking my mind. Rob Wallace, welcome. How do you find me on X? It's under IRT Media or IRT_media, I believe. Just search for IRT Media on X and you'll find me. Or I don't know if I put it on the link tree. Do you see Laura Loomer hit on the Scientology and bomb? You know what? I got upset with Laura Loomer the other day that have been ignoring her. She went to the extreme when she started saying that we should start feeding the people who have been detained at Alligator Alcatraz to the alligators. Or Laura Loomer. Some people go to the extreme, guys. What person in the right mind could agree with feeding the detainees to the alligators at Alligator Alcatraz? I don't care if it was even a joke. What kind of sick joke is that? Can we feed Pelosi to them? No, we can't feed Pelosi. We can't feed nobody to them. We could sure send Pelosi to jail for a very long time. Maybe even for treason, and let the justice system take care of her. It's a crazy. Wouldn't mind the Gators have the nibble at Fauci. It's another one that should be in jail. But nobody ever gets locked up. New footage emerges of mass flooding ripping through Ruidoso, New Mexico. So now there's flooding in New Mexico. What the heck is happening? So breaking news 40 minutes ago, guys, as I was on here ranting, New Mexico is being flooded now as a powerful thunderstorm has caused the river levels to surge an alarming 20 feet in just 30 minutes, guys. I'll retweet it on X right now. You guys can see it. You know what I discovered over the weekend? I don't know if I told you guys this already. But remember how $45 billion are from the big, beautiful bill? How many of you guys know who BlackRock is? Vanguard is. Type 1 if you know who BlackRock and Vanguard is. Some pretty evil companies. Mixing some pretty evil stuff. But $45 billion of that goes over to private sector, owned by Geo and owned by Core Civics. Guess who owns those companies? Or who owns a 10% of those companies? BlackRock and Vanguard. How much money is BlackRock and Vanguard gonna cash in from those from this $45 billion? Over $7 billion, guys. That's nuts. That's why I was for the other day, last week when I was live, I told them, why are we building up so many private sectors, private prisons or private popped up tent facilities too? We should just hire so many judges and do the same process that we were doing as they were bringing them in from the border into the United States and then being released within 48 hours. We should be doing the same process, going out, arresting, taking them over to the judge. 48 hours later, they are on their way. We don't gotta be paying $300 a day to these private companies per person just to house them. Who owns BlackRock? A whole bunch of people. The CEO, I believe, is Larry Fink. Not a very good person. Larry Fink's actually the co-founder and CEO of BlackRock. Pushing globalism, yeah, woke capitalism as well. So much stuff. I don't know, guys. I'm going crazy at the moment. I gotta get off the internet for like a week and just grab a fishing pole and stay away from all this stuff for like a week. It's just sickening. Joe, do you think those boosters regarding like the shots play a mind control? I don't think so. The mRNA. Who's not gonna say your name? Me or who? Huh? Trying to keep up. I'm trying to see if Sin Master responded back. I trust Trump. There was something that cannot be discussed openly. Plus, I think there are missing documents, probably shredded previously. Yeah, Sin Master. I have a hard time. You might be right. I'm not saying you're wrong. But I have a hard time believing that all those documents went missing all of a sudden. Ooh, 901H on the river, guys. Somebody passed away, drowned probably in the river. That's another one claimed by the Kern County River, the deadliest river in California. Oh, here's another thing that kind of pissed me off yesterday, guys. Why are we still giving money to Ukraine? Why did we agree to send more weapons to Ukraine? We should be saying no money. We have no money. We're so broke as a nation that it's not even funny. And here we're still handing out money. And the tariffs that are coming in are being used to cover more expensive instead of being used to pay off the debt, which kind of sucks. All the tariffs that should be coming in or that are coming in should be going off to paying, because it's extra money that we did not count on. So all that extra money should be going off to paying off our national debt and not using it to make more spending out of it. What traffic? Welcome. Could come out and counter. Could come out and counter him. But all right, guys, I gotta head home. Sorry for a short stream today. We'll reduce our funding for the month since I missed 4 or 5 days of streaming. I don't know how long I've been gone. But I gotta head out to work tonight. I gotta eat something before going out to work. Thank you, everybody, for hopping in here and hearing me rant for the last hour and 15 minutes. We'll get back to just chasing costs in Bakersfield tomorrow. Hopefully no more politics talks tomorrow. Maybe go a whole week with just chasing police calls and not paying attention for a whole week what's happening in our nation. There wasn't much happening in the scanner right now besides a person deceased. They found somebody deceased in their vehicle, and then that quick code 33. Oh, Uncle Bill, what's up? Thank you for joining, brother. But until then, y'all stay safe, be blessed. Let's pray for this nation. Let's pray that all the evilness in this nation could finally be held accountable. The people will finally be held accountable for their evilness, their sickness that they caused to, the harm they caused to all the children. But until then, we'll catch everybody tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow I plan, you know what, tomorrow I got to drop off my daughter off at school at noon. So tomorrow we might be having a longer, earlier stream. Until then, bye-bye.